What is going on, guys? Judo, Sloth here, and welcome to today's Clash of Clans video. Town Hall 11 LavaLoon, providing you lots of tips and tricks in order to try and get the 3 stars. First of all, we have an attack using the suicide hero method. When do you want to use it and what do you want to do? If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel for all of my Clash of Clans content. The suicide hero method, you're really using it to carve a section of the base, take out a couple of defenses. You're probably going to aim to get some key ones. So in this one we're getting an air defense, but really you're taking out defenses in order to try and control the pathing of your balloons. So just taking out these kind of trash buildings, if you will, and a couple of defenses at the top is just about enough to create the pathing for the balloons to have that circular motion where we can actually concentrate the fire of the spells on top of the balloons to make it helpful. All of these attacks, guys, just before we get into them, are by Elite Gaming in our CCL matchup against King Jeffrey, getting the victory on this one. As ever, if you want to join us, Discord link is in the description of this video. We're using a battle blimp for this one, and that can be very helpful. It's a lot easier to merge the battle blimp into a LavaLoon style attack. Most commonly, you'll probably dump the balloons into an area of the base where you can take out some defenses before your main group gets there. As you can see, the skeleton spell, very useful for the queen. You're probably going to need that if you're doing a suicide hero method, because most likely, unless the queen's at the edge of the base, which is very rare, you're not really going to be able to take her out. In rare occasions you can with the suicide hero method. So you're going to need the poison spell and the skeleton spell, sorry, and the rage spell to pop over the top of her, like we seen in this example. So again, suicide heroes, you're probably just carving a section of the base, taking out some defenses so that you can then control the pathing of your balloons. The last thing you want is your balloons literally spamming through the base, going anywhere. It's all about controlling the troop AI in a nutshell in order to help you with your attack. That's how you get the 3 stars consistently. Not that spamming doesn't work, you will see it work from time to time, but consistently that is what will get you it. Check out this attack and how we again use that method, but just a little bit different. Notice the balloons on the other side of the base. We're talking with suicide heroes about pathing, taking out defenses in order to help the balloons when you come in with that LavaLoon section in order to get through the base effectively. That defense on the other side of the base would have caused the balloons to move out towards it and would have meant that the Expos would have consistently been shooting at them. So just a couple of balloons to snipe that off helps to control the pathing of the balloons, and you've got to think about that. We get a lot more value from this one in terms of the suicide method. As you can see, we've actually got a single inferno and significantly more defenses, but the queen is still up. So like we said in the first attack, you're going to need the skeleton spell in order to get through her. The main difference between Town Hall 11 and 10 is that you've got the Eagle Artillery to contend with, but you've got your Grand Warden. Now, if you're coming in with a surgical suicide hero method, it's pretty clear you want to be using your Grand Warden on the balloons. That's the main phase of your attack. We use it just as they're about to get over that enemy queen, but we've got her taken care of in terms of the spells. And again, as you get through the base, a heal spell is always nice just to boost the balloons up when you've got a huge group. If they've been taking massive damage to wizard towers, for example, it's often nice to just boost them up because they don't have a lot of HP. So actually a heal spell gets them right up to full health relatively quickly, guys. Just remember that. I often take a heal spell with my LavaLoon attacks. It just gives you that safety net as well, if nothing else. And then again, you can use the haste spells to power them through the defenses themselves. The balloons, they're very powerful. You don't need a lot of rage spells. You can use them in an area that's really thick of defenses, but you want to be using that when there's a lot of balloons. It's mainly haste you want to be taking for your balloons because they have enough power in themselves. It's the speed you want to increase. Let's move on to an example with a kill squad in itself then. What would you want to do? What would you be trying to get from a kill squad? Now the wall wrecker, again, we've shown how you can use the battle blimp, but the wall wrecker can be used to supplement that massively. You don't have to use a jump or even worry about wall breaking in. The wall wrecker can just power its way to the town hall and help you to get, most commonly, the CC and the queen. That's probably the main things you want to get. From there, yes, you want to try and take some of the key defenses that can take down your LavaLoon, but it's more the pathing that you want to focus on. So you can see on this one, the queen is down, the enemy CC is down, and the pathing for the balloons is fantastic. We talked about the start where we had the suicide hero method encircling around the base. Check out this one. We've now got a straight line down the left hand side of the base where the balloons are just going to come down and then loop around to the defenses on the other side, controlling where the balloons are going. That's how you're consistently going to get your 3 stars. Haste spells again used on the perimeter. The lava hounds are tanking at that point. Just use the haste spells to push the balloons forward. Once the balloons start to then clump together, you can then start to use your heal spells and your rage spells, whatever it is you take for that raid. In this example, we had the heal spell. When you're getting maximum value out of it, getting to the final few defenses, it really does come down to the wire a little bit more on this one. The rage spell really helping to get them balloons across, but the principles of the attack are still shown in this one. Not too many balloons left over, but enough to get the job done and enough to have the cleanup as well. That's another thing, guys. I mean, I've got to be honest, I recorded this attack to show you how clutch that balloon was. 1 balloon left and the raid was done if it didn't get through, but that's where holding your spells as well. Have an idea of where you're going to put your spells, and notice how we saved some for the back end of the base there. Very important. Don't just spam your spells in initially and then realize you've got nothing for the back end and your balloons just get clipped away. You need to make sure you've got your spells for the entire base. Undoubtedly what helped us get the 3 stars. Final attack for this one, again, Blue Penguin smashing it over here at Elite Gaming. Baby Dragons are going to set that funnel for him. So we've had 2 attacks showing you the Sui hero methods, 2 attacks using a kill squad. You can use a queen charge and things as well. It's not something we commonly see in the meta, just because the wall wrecker is so powerful, and the single infernos now being the meta does get in the way of your queen, but it's still an option for you guys, just remember that. As the wall wrecker comes through, again, we're channeling through 2 areas of the base where we can take out the queen and the CC. That's your main focus. It always will be with a LavaLoon attack, and again, notice how the northern area of the base is now down in terms of defenses. Going to try and get that Eagle Artillery if you can. At Town Hall 11, that's kind of one of the key factors. Try and get the Eagle Artillery down. If you can get it, it will help your LavaLoon, but don't worry massively about it. It's not that massive of a defense. We very, very nearly get it in this one. So close. It's going to start smashing into your balloons, but just think about the pathing of it. Initially, it's only going to hit a few of them, and then it's going to, it's more if you are not going to hit the Eagle Artillery first. Let's say the Eagle Artillery is on the opposite side of the base, your balloons clump up, and they're getting smashed by an Eagle Artillery. Not good. Definitely need to be considering it, but you can get away without taking it out. Again, similar principles. We don't have to, teach you how to do every single step of the LavaLoon here. Haste spells pushing forward. Once they come and you've controlled the pathing, this base is done. We've got that heal spell for the back end. Again, wizard towers, you need to be careful. That's the splash damage defenses. Your balloons, no matter how surgically you put them in, you almost want them to clump up to then be effective. But that's going to cause issues towards the back end. You're going to have to make sure you've got a plan for them wizard towers. Haste onto them, heal over them, rage through them, whatever it is. Distract them with a back end loon or whatever. You're going to have have a plan for it. Final thing that we haven't mentioned in the video, cleanup. But really just get them minions in nice and early. That wraps it up for this one. I've been your host, Judo Sloth. Peace out.